He was only paying attention to the time because we were busting his chops.
Good morning. Yes, thank you to our sound tech, Trey Davis, for
Trey, I got your back.
paying attention to us. So we didn't
Did you
start
turn on
late.
our Instagram feed too? Trey?
Trey,
Okay.
he's
You did
like,
both?
he's
Oh,
like,
he's on
he's
it.
perfect.
I didn't see him.
He knows
I'm
what he's
sorry.
doing. I know. He knows it.
I'm
It's awesome. Well, anyway, good morning. We
Good
are live
morning.
feeding, so we probably should act like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend like we know what we're doing here. Good morning, everyone. Happy
Morning.
Sunday.
Hello to everyone in the house. Say hi.
That's what I like to hear.
We have a young person in the house today too, younger than Trey, so I will be focused on her the whole time.
Right.
Because you all know I love kids, so it's like, hi, hello.
It'll be like Michelle.
Right. Well, it's very important that this generation is given the opportunities that a lot of us weren't as
Sure.
growing up, especially when it comes to developing spiritually. I mean, your children grew up in New Thought, Science of Mind, and even if they say they don't have any intentions
Trey
for the
said he doesn't have any
intention
intention.
wrong, what I do know about Trey is that he is a very centered individual who can make choices. And today's all about that.
Yes, and he knows what choices he wants to make. Trey knows who he is, which is pretty cool.
It is. That's awesome.
And and my kids do understand about the law of God, and totally get that the thinkings that they're having is affecting that
that outcome.
Yeah, because it's always saying yes. The law of God always says yes. So if they're thinking bad thoughts or upset or angry or whatever, not that they can't have emotion, but to turn that toward what they really want to be focusing on, because the law is saying yes to no matter which way
Right.
they're
The
thinking.
law doesn't care.
Yeah, the law just
Right?
says yes. We
Just
want you to
says
have
yes.
whatever you want. So
Yes.
And Trey, I see a red light on Jeannie's, and it was just green. I don't know why it's red.
Uh-oh.
So
I'm
you could
still
get
talking.
batteries for that one.
Yeah.
So I think they're in the drawer in there.
I think so. Yeah.
Wherever we got last time. So anyway,
Anywho.
we want to welcome. We're excited you all are here at the Unleash Your Life Studios, home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's practice, and she does a lot of great things here. I know you take a lot of
I
her
take
courses.
a Tuesday night class, as well as I am in Best Year Yet, which is my others are in the room too, which is a monthly course. Oh, here, let me turn that off. Is a monthly course, and we get a workshop one Saturday a month. There's a call on one Thursday a month where it's a coaching call, as well as we have accountability partners, and we have been working through the best year yet, and celebrating with each other. And we have seen people just manifest some of the most amazing things. So I highly recommend it. It's not too late. We're only halfway through the year, so I'm sure she'll let you in.
And I'm sure that you will still have the best year yet, even starting right now, right?
Exactly.
Still setting those intentions and turning that focus.
Exactly.
So we love that. We also want you to mark your calendars that we have a after church lunch scheduled for September 10th. So if you guys could plan to join us over at Enchiladas and just hang out with us, if you're able to stay late after service on September 10th, or if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I want to go in person, but I'm so busy, but whatever, maybe September 10th, it's a month away, put it on your calendar, intend to be here. Let's all go have a great lunch together and hang out and deepen our talk, or just talk about nothing important at all.
Exactly. We were thinking about that and how much that added last week when we went out. So and Michelle was unable to make it last week, so now we're putting it on the calendar.
Hang on
She's like, wait a
second.
minute, I need to be part of. So there you go.
Right. So September 10th. Not that you can't go to lunch afterwards, whenever you want, but that one I will definitely be able to be at, and I would love for us all to make a plan to do that together. So that would be fun. So great. Are you praying in this morning, or
Yes, I'm going to pray in this morning. Yes. Now that I'm all charged up.
All
I
right,
mean,
let's
like new batteries.
and all the things. Here we go.
So, if it feels comfortable for you to close your eyes and join just in this breath, I want us to take some deep, breaths in, bring it all the way down to your center, and then release it. And it feels good, just give it a big ah. And letting go of everything that brought us to this now moment. Recognizing that there is one life, one source, one energy, one moment, one heartbeat, one breath, and that is God. And that this divine essence, that this effervescent joy, that this peace and love that is God is also me, is also Michelle, and everyone within the sound of my voice and beyond. I speak my word into the law, which is for the highest and best good, knowing that it only says yes. I say, I am accepting and affirming this day, this time together, as good, as whole, as perfect, and complete. That each person here and those that hear this later receive exactly what they need from this time together. And I bless teachers and leaders of all faiths and governments everywhere, starting at a small level association to the highest in each country, knowing that these leaders are blessed, that they are moved to do the things that are for the highest and best good, and that there is only one presence available for this, and that is the divine consciousness. I am so grateful for this. I am grateful for this time together, for the choice that we've made to be here today. And I say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe, for this time, for the manifestation of these words now. And I let it go. I call it good. And together we say, and so it is.
Yes, I'm glad you all have chosen to be here, whether it's right now, whether it's later listening to this. I know there are a lot of people who have told me they listen to it later on. That's still a choice, and we appreciate you choosing to be with us however that you can. We are just here. We've chosen to do this together, to be committed to being here on Sundays, to helping others create a life they love. That was the choice we made when we created Sofa Sundays and Begin Within Ministries, and we recognized it began within. It began within each of us, that choice, that calling that we felt from the divine, and as that came together, we've chosen to bring it out to everyone else. So you can see all the different places where there were choices, but the guiding, the desire comes from God. So it's just that you can choose to move with that, to not move with it, but we've chosen to be here, and that's one of the best choices I've made. I love this time together.
Me too. So today's Adventures in TV Land
TV land.
is the Spirit of God acts in and through me. That is today's card and today's choice. And also, yes, you've got it, today's reading. Our readings come from New Thoughts for Today, from Affiliated New Thought Network has published this book. We published it last year, and I say we because we're part of Anton. And I'm actually in this
She's
book.
in it 5 times.
Yes, so
So
woohoo.
good job, Jeannie.
Thank you. And we're actually working on a second book of Anton that is
I will
going to be
get my
more
butt in there.
get your stories
I
in.
know,
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
more about stories of empowerment and choices and love and everything that is good. So today's is called The Empowerment of Choice, and it is on page 24. Your life changes the moment you make a new, congruent, and committed decision. Anthony Robbins. When I go into a yarn shop, now this is not Anthony Robbins, I take the time to look at all the different colors and textures of the yarns. I'll pick up the ones I'm attracted to, I'll touch them, look at the shimmers or the glow of the fibers, and imagine what I can create with them. I also take time to look at all the patterns and see if there are different ones I want to try. Entering a yarn shop is like life, full of colors and patterns. We constantly feel the shifting patterns of life through the seasons. And what remains constant are the colors of creation we see each day. Colors as a frequency affect our nervous systems, so I choose carefully which colors to surround myself with. Those that make me feel vibrant and alive, like red and orange and teal, and all the colors I could ever imagine are there. That's why I love going into yarn stores. All the colors I could ever imagine are there, and I can breathe in all the frequencies of colors that I don't normally see day to day. I choose to calm my mind, my breathing, my life through knitting and the colors I use. I have learned through knitting that the patterns I see around me in life are the patterns I have chosen. If I don't like them, I just unravel them and choose a different pattern or a different color. I choose. Thus I empower myself in knitting and in life. The Spirit of God acts in and through me. All activity I do is for good. It is God acting as me. There is a great value in all I do and mirrors back to me infinite supply. My word is now spoken. My word is life. I give thanks and accept it as done now. All is well. Reverend Dr. Melissa Higginbottom, Interfaith Religious Science Minister from Mooresville, North Carolina. Yay!
Yes.
Thanks, Dr. Missy.
Thank you for that. Love it.
Right?
Well, yeah, there's definitely, I love the yarn aspect. How many of you have ever been to a yarn shop, like a Joann's or something, and you
Right.
see, I mean, even if you don't knit, isn't it just cool? Like, haven't you just been like, oh, I wish I knew what to do with all of that?
with all of this.
Yeah,
Right?
like even the patterns and the materials, just so many colors and things, and it just makes you want to be creative, right?
Right.
Just
And-
makes it.
And not any place where you see something creative like that, right? So there's the yarn store or the paint store
Oh, a paint
or the
store.
fabric store. I was a big fan of SAS, right? So
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
yes,
right?
right?
I
There's just
know,
like-
but
yeah,
even if you have nothing to or know how to make anything, you're still like,
Which I
oh
don't.
my gosh,
Yeah.
it's just
and it can be fabulous. And I loved what Dr. Missy says about, seeing the colors I don't get to see every day, right? So I know you're shocked I'm not as colorful as I usually am.
you're all thinking, wait,
I thought this was a different reading today, so I did not dress for all the colors in the rainbow like I normally do. But I did manage to get
she
my
couldn't just
jewelry.
go
I couldn't
straight
just
black.
be black
She
and
couldn't
white.
do it. No.
I was going to do pearls, and something said to me, "Put a little color in it, honey." And so I did. Yeah, because my inner child is a drag queen. I'm just going to say. She likes her color. She likes it. Anyhow.
Is that what you're going with this
That's
morning?
what I'm going with
That's
this
what she's
morning.
going with this
Absolutely.
Well, hi. Yes. So, but anyway, I think one of the things I recognized when I was reading through this was that how often are we looking at life like that? How often are you looking around at everything with that feeling that like, oh my gosh, what can I do with this?
That wonder and
Yes,
awe.
that like excitement. I want to touch that. I want to see that. Like, does that sparkle? Ooh, there's sparkle in that. And oh my gosh. And, look at the sheen on that one. And, look, if you put that one next to that one, look how that goes together so well. I mean, that's happening every day all around you in every moment of your life all the time. But we're just not, it's like we work in a fabric store. So we just don't see it anymore, I guess. We just kind of gotten complacent to it.
That can be. I actually did work in a paint store for 10 years. I worked for Sherwin-Williams. And yeah, after a while, it all starts to meld, and you get bored and,
You're not over there playing with the paint chips like, oh, look at I can.
Well, my original job was to match paint colors. So I had some really awesome, amazing experiences on that. I had women who brought me in their nail polish. I had a woman who brought me in her poodle.
Wow.
I
Okay.
mean,
How did that
you
go
know,
in the machine?
Yeah, well, this was before they had color matching machines. I had to do it by eye. Yeah, this was the 80s, honey.
You're
We
talented.
didn't do anything versus, computers
Right.
back then.
We'll talk
This
about the
was-
80s later.
Yeah, it was total, and there was a lot of, speaking of color and vibration, the 80s had it all.
I know. This is why we are so amazing.
I'm serious.
I'm sorry for you non-80s people,
But
I'm sorry.
seriously,
But we had to survive. too.
the
I mean,
fluorescent colors available during that time period were just awesome. Yes.
And there were so many to choose from.
Right. And you know that I was, that's what I wore. Right. I wore fluorescents. I know that's hard for you guys to believe. Right. So yeah, and I love what you're saying about, do we notice it on a daily basis? And no, because I'm just going through my life, right? I'm not paying that exquisite attention to detail of things that I'm seeing, the vibrancy of colors, I mean, in the morning, so I wear a uniform every day. You wouldn't know me if you ran into me like on a non-Sunday. I'm wearing khaki shorts and a blue polo. Fridays I wear a red one. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I am so standard Target wear looking that you would have no idea that I am somebody who is so flamboyant. I do try. I'll wear my crazy glasses and I'll change up my, jewelry and stuff, but
You have cool glasses.
I do. And I do try because I want that color and I need color and vibration to celebrate with. Like that's a choice I make, right? I don't want to be beige. Not that there's anything wrong with beige, right? It's just not me.
Yeah,
right?
It's your choice.
Right. So
The beauty
for
of it.
me, I need to have more, color and vibration. And that's just who I am. Other people, that just feels way overboard, too stimulated, and it is not an energy they wish to adapt, right? So they would like beige and brown and greens and neutrals that
More
feel
earthy.
grounding and connected, to the earth. And so that's what I'm saying. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That I am just, a little explosion of glitter most days. So sometimes a big explosion of glitter, depends.
So funny.
And it gets all over the place.
I know
glitter does,
that's important. That's important to leave your mark. But right, it is. It's very important.
It's a choice.
A trail of glitter.
Yes,
Trail of
everywhere you
glitter,
go.
Wherever you go.
Exactly. And I know people like Jeannie that do that. And I have, there's somebody that's in one of my groups, the networking group I belong to, who is always glittered out every single time. Like she never ever leaves her house without something sparkling on her body, which I think is very cool. That's a persona, that's her character, that's just who she is. Everything glitters, right? You just know it. But I also think about things like way before Trey was ever even a thought, and it was just me and Jordan when Jordan was little, my oldest, who's now 31 years old. We lived in Prescott, Arizona, and I would drive up a road to get him to school every day. And the road that you would go on was just this long straight road, and it kind of went up like this, and then you would turn in and go to the school. So I did that every single day to go pick him up. And then one morning I was in a mood. I think I was probably having a tough time or something. And I looked up and there was this grand mountain at the end of that road that I had never noticed before, sitting in front of me. That the road, I guess if you just kept going, you'd run into it, I guess. I don't know. But it was this big mountain. And that particular morning, it was kind of like an overcast morning. There was some snow. And so that mountain had some snow on it and stuff. And it was the first time I actually looked and noticed this magnificent, no color, very black and white, Ansel Adams looking moment. But it was magnificent. I had never noticed it before. And I thought, how can you not notice that? how can you not notice that? So I made an intention and a choice that every morning I was going to recognize the magnificence of that mountain every morning. I wasn't just going to drive him to school like it wasn't there, looking me right in the face, So it's like we run through life. We're all busy. I know we're all busy. I know there's so much going on. And that's what keeps us from recognizing the beautiful things that are already there, the wonderful results of our choices that are already there, that we get to experience every day, that is already a part of the tapestry we've already created. And then the minutiae of choices we still have, like there's so many more to make every single day over and over and over again. So it's I think the staying connected with spirit and allowing those connections around you to be recognized that they're even there.
Absolutely. And, I love that when you're describing the mountain.
You see it almost
yes,
just like
that
bam,
magnificent as you open, because like you said, and then we open our eyes, right? And how often are we going through life and not opening our eyes to things?
Right.
And, in reference to the training that Michelle and I had been through with positive intelligence, and one of the things for what he calls these positive intelligence reps, or how to change your brain chemistry from moving to a certain situational upset to more of a calm centered place, is called paying exquisite attention to something. So looking at something with exquisite attention. And I think about that in a way that when I'm just looking, I'm in and most of you know that I'm in a new home. I've only been there about 6 months now. We've been there. So not all our artwork is up or out, because, we went from a kind of a larger place to a more economically friendly on size place. And there's just not as much to do, and I will look around at things now and I'm like, what does that space call to me for? So my bathroom is mid-century modern, I've decided, and so
she chose that.
Yes, and my colors are orange and teal because I love these colors. And so I'm just looking around, and how they have the geometric designs in a lot of the mid-century modern atomic cat type of thing. There's these geometric designs, and I'm like, ooh, because my roof kind of slants, and I'm like, ooh. So I'm starting to notice things about my house because I want to design and decorate. So now I'm noticing things I hadn't noticed before, like the slant of the bathroom ceiling, which didn't dawn on me before. So there's just different things when I start paying exquisite attention. And when you look at another human being that maybe you haven't made that opportunity to look at them and look at their face and see them for who they are. I remember I did this to Anne like a month or so ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, your eyes. I was like, if you get an opportunity today, please look Anne in the eyes. She has the most magnificent colorings in her eyes. Well, your eyes are pretty too.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm just saying that that level of attention that we give will help us slow down, right? Slow down our brain waves, slow down that ability to respond out of a place that's grounded, whether you're a frequency of bright colors or a frequency of grounding earth tones, it doesn't matter. Where you want to be is making your choices from here. Right? You want to make your choices from that space that feels good to you.
Right, because you're also attracting you're attracting the choices that you're making, right? And when you say look at people, it makes me think of being a mother of 3, well, in about a month and a half, I'm gonna have 3 teenagers in my home. And for a while now, I will have that. But to have these 3 young people in the house, 2 boys and a girl right now, the oldest is long gone, but so I have the 2 boys and a girl. And they are very different. But I've noticed in about the past 6 months that when something is asked to be done of the girl, she gets up and does it. She just does it, and that's done. And the boys, it's more of the, did so-and-so, well, when's the last time so-and-so did that, Mom? I'm watching it, Mom, in the middle. I get the whole thing, like, get up, let's go. This whole thing, right? And then I started to notice that, did you all do X, Y, Z? And then they didn't do it, and she has done it. And then I'm on them about doing it, and she's getting nothing. So I started to reckon, and then one time I noticed her face one time, as I don't know why, because I hadn't done it up until now. She's now 12 years old, so I don't know how long this has been going on, but she's literally sitting there like this because she's done all the things she was asked to do, and the boys have not. And so I'm reprimanding them and I'm getting them up and whatever, and then I notice that she's sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am giving energy to the things I don't want, not to what I want. What in the world? She's getting nothing and they are getting everything. Now, when I only had the 31-year-old, I was great at this because there was only one. There's only one in the house. So it was easy for me to notice when he did it and I give him everything. And then when he didn't, to control myself and be like, you don't get this much, like I'm not going to give as much energy. I want you to just go get that done and whatever. I had that down to a T. But it's so different when more than one in the house. And I've just gotten confused. And I'm like, my goodness. So I don't know if she's noticed it, but I've really switched gears where I'm really attentive, and I've chosen then to keep my attention on when she is doing the things, and I'm giving that the attention and go do what you were told. Thank you so much for doing, like I'm realigning what I'm doing.
Well, that gives you more of that behavior from her.
Exactly.
She's been acknowledged for it.
And she's been doing it without that
Very
support.
strategic, yep.
She's been doing it without the support, but I think it will help the other 2 eventually have to be bad to get attention. I mean, wouldn't you, like that's, a lot of times if a child is being bad, it's because that's the way they've gotten attention. Just could you notice me for a minute? Can you pay attention to me? Like I'll do whatever I gotta do to get you to do that. That's the whole thing that can happen in a family dynamic. So shifting the attention away from here and putting it over here, hopefully will shift all of that over here. But it will definitely attract more of what I want because I'll be noticing that. I'm choosing to notice that more. So I'm choosing to create that more for myself in my experience and everybody else.
I love that. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Mine's also 31.
Yeah.
It's been a minute for that, but yeah, I can absolutely see how that would be.
But you can do that in your whole life.
Absolutely.
Only notice the bad stuff. Like what's the thing, like you could have an amazing day and something happens for 10 minutes that's awful and you're like, I've had the worst day.
Right.
This happened. It's like, really? What, before that was it the worst day?
Right.
Did you have anything good about today? Well, I guess, but we'll take the 10 minute and that gets the whole focus.
Right. And that is something that I try to pay attention to so that I don't, ruin my good vibe. I want to have a good day.
Yeah.
So like when those moments happen, and they really are moments.
They are just
They
moments.
really are just moments.
Oh my goodness.
I'm glad you stated that. So one of the things in talking about empowerment of choice and creating the outcomes that we want with God working in us and through us, I was researching this, and there were like a few different articles and stuff. And this one talked about the freedom of the foundation of our freedom is the power of choice. And this is by Dr. Edith Eger. She's a concentration camp survivor. And when she was a concentration camp prisoner, her range of choices were quite narrow. And she says the ability to choose is the true gift that came out of Auschwitz. I did not it does not matter what happens to us. What matters is what we do with our experience. And I thought about that and I was like, wow, right? So if this person took this, which I would consider not a great place,
Right.
like this is not something that
I mean,
you
you could
could
ask
say-
anybody, they'd agree.
yeah,
This is not
right.
good.
This is not a good thing.
Not
It's
good.
I would not go up to an Auschwitz survivor and say, what was the gift in that, for you? But for the fact that she was able to have a gift in that helped her make choices, and that, with listening to Reverend Lonnie through when he was doing prison ministry,
Right.
he talked about that quite often in reference to prisoners being able to make a choice of freedom regardless of where they are, and that, is an amazing thing. So there are time periods, I get it, where my choices are narrow, limited. And then there are other times where I have a plethora of choices in front of
And
me.
those are almost worse.
Truly, right?
Almost worse to have
Truly.
a lot of options.
Yeah, because I can never find what to watch on TV now.
Over and over.
When I had 3 channels, I was good to go.
I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me.
Yeah, I wound
You'll
up
spend
reading
2
books.
hours looking for something to watch and go, forget it, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
That was my
I'm just gonna
time.
read. I don't have time for this entertainment. Yeah.
I want to go back to the TV guide where we would have our TV guide, we'd highlight,
And then you
look through
knew.
the whole week and we'd highlight and everybody was ready for, what
That's
song
right.
tonight? Oh, there's that at 7:00.
And I remember before DVR and all that kind of stuff and on demand. I remember being like, when I was addicted to a show, I wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, do you want to go out to? No. American Idol is on.
We will miss it.
I mean, right?
I couldn't leave on Tuesday nights,
No.
or Sunday nights with
But they
Desperate
put-
Housewives.
They put Dallas on Friday nights and I would go out and I missed that whole series of Dallas. I would have
Right.
loved that show.
Yeah. But
Whatever.
now, thanks to on demand, we can watch them all again.
I know. See,
So this is what happens. Welcome to Sofa Sundays. We just, hello, where are
You
you?
never know where
Come
we're
on
gonna
back.
But it's all relative. It's all relevant.
Sure.
It all goes together. It's all choice. And yeah, sometimes it's better to not have so much choice.
Absolutely. I
You
like
know?
maybe 3.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a 3-choicer.
Well, and for children, they say give them 2. Do you
Um,
want to wear this or this? Give them a choice, but this or this. Like you pick, and then you can pick from what I picked. Because it's too all over the place. But you want them to have the power of choice. But yeah, 2 things.
I allow Michelle to have choice. I pick out my outfit and I say, this is what I'm wearing. You
And
get
I
to
go,
choose your outfit now.
Okay. She does. She'll send me a picture of it. I'm wearing this today. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I try to wear something that will not completely clash with what she's wearing.
Which can be hard. You've seen me.
Luckily, I wear a lot of solid colors.
Yes.
Stick to
There
beige.
you go.
Yeah, I will be
Stick
wearing the
with it, yeah.
beige for
Yeah,
the.
Michelle, look, and
know.
I said, I'm only wearing black and white, so she got to have more color and pattern today. You look beautiful, by
Oh,
the way.
thank you too.
There you
And
go.
you still got the pink in.
There we go.
It's good. I thought she's gonna wear something with some pink on it.
Right? I
I'll be
can't
good.
help
I'll be fine
myself.
with it. It won't be
Yeah.
orange today. I knew it wasn't gonna be.
Yeah.
You have a little bit there. But
There's a little orange on my bracelet.
Anyway, so this is how I think if we can consciously make the choice to choose to act from begin within and act from there and take our time and notice everything around us. Take some time to notice when you're driving home, look around. Look. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on. There's human I drive sometimes and my mind will be like every car around me there's another human being. There's another spiritual being having a human experience right there, and we'll pass each other and never know each other, never nothing. And it's just so strange to me in a way, almost a strange feeling, but at the same time I'm just the awareness of there's so many of us wandering around, so we can choose to be in that moment connected, to be noticing what's going on, to see the mountain at the end of the road with the snow on it, to see your child's face when you're saying something to them or the other person's eye color and when they're talking to you, you can choose all of those things and to actually be in the present moment and be in your life and making choices from your being. You can choose to do that, or you can just choose to run through it.
And be asleep.
Yeah, and miss all of that.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like when we pick this one, the Spirit of God acts in and through me. You know, and when you break that down of that spirit, that oneness, that unity, and I loved what you were saying about, you know, I mean, I make jokes all the time about other people on the road. But knowing that divineness also behind the wheel of that car and in the backseat of that car, and you know, and seeing that that connection. Here we are, all on the I-17 at this time period, you know, and the stories that go with each life. I mean, I used to do that. It's like, you know, walking in a neighborhood or driving through a neighborhood, and like if somebody had their windows open, you know, and you'd see like just a little glimpse of somebody walking by or sitting down or their TV's on, and think that's a whole world happening right there. At the same time that this whole world is happening right here. I mean, there are so many people having life.
Don't hurt your brain now. I know,
Right?
it's starting to hurt. My brain's starting to.
All these people having life experiences of joy and love and peace and sorrow and hurt feelings and stubbed toes. I mean, it's all happening all around you. And knowing that and connecting to that, you are not alone. You are never, ever alone. Unless you choose to be.
Well, unless you choose to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose to feel that way, but that's not the truth. You are always interconnected. We are all intertwined.
Right.
We are all a part of just one thing, you know, and it's all acting in us and through us at all times.
Right. You can't just have a toe cell.
A what?
A toe cell. Like a cell from your toes. You know, like they're connected.
Yeah, it's all
Right.
connected.
I mean, they could in a lab or something, but I mean, in a general human being, all the cells are connected.
We're all connected.
We're all connected. So
Yeah. So I think
that's how my brain works.
That's an awareness. Yeah. That's how your brain works. That's awareness. So it's choosing. It's how are you choosing to move in and through your life? How are you choosing to do that? I think that's an important thing to notice today as you're kind of in this week. Like, just pay attention. How many times are you doing things by rote and not noticing anything going on around you? Your normal behavior that you do every single day. The washing the dishes. You're just washing the dishes. Are you actually looking at the dishes? My mom had a saying that was above the dishes, and it said something like, God bless these dirty dishes. I can still remember them. I'm going to start crying. God bless these dirty dishes. They have a tale to tell why others may go hungry. We're eating very well. And I remember, I think I remember that because every time I was helping her with the dishes, it's sitting right there.
So
But
you weren't watching the dishes.
I wasn't, but I was
Yeah.
reading the thing. I was just trying to be grateful that I had to help with the dishes tonight. It was my turn, you know. But it said that, but it was like a gratitude. Like, I'm glad I get to wash these dishes because I'm eating. I got to eat. Wow, we ate this tonight. I mean, how blessed are we that we had a good meal tonight and my kids aren't starving. You know, like just noticing, just not to make you sad or upset, but just noticing. There's so much that we're not noticing, that we're just choosing to just let it slide right by. And this is all part of our life. It's all part of our journey, things we've created. We've created this. I mean, most of the stuff you've prayed for. And here it is right here, proof that you can manifest. You know, you've got it all right here, but we're just looking to the next thing, trying to get to the next place, you know?
Right. And how many times we forgot to sit down
Yeah.
and just appreciate. I'm not saying stop manifesting.
No, God,
I
no.
know.
Keep doing that.
Keep doing that. What I'm saying is appreciate what you do, what you have manifested,
And it's proof that you can.
that you can, and that more is available.
Always there. So that would be my takeaway today mostly, is just that awareness, just, being connected, staying connected, recognizing that God's moving in and through you, and so should you in your own life. You know, take that and move that way throughout your life. Don't let it just be something that's slipping by left and right, that you're just driving straight through as fast as you can. You know, one day we'll be toward the end and we will look back and want to feel that way. We'll want to savor every second. We'll want all that back. I wish I could just do it one more time. You're doing it right now. Do it now. You know, that's what I would say about that.
I love that.
Yeah. Do we have any comments? Anything coming up for anybody around that?
I was just thinking about tamales. When you make tamales, you have to put your intention into them.
Hold on one second, because I want people to hear
Yeah.
you. I can tell you're going to tell something pretty cool.
Okay. I'll tell you about my tamales.
I love it.
I love the
Okay.
tamales.
I'll tell you about my tamale experience. When you make tamales, usually we do this at Christmas time. A bunch of us get together and we make, dozens of tamales and we give them all away. And when we make them, we put our intention into tamales. And if you're not feeling good, you should step away from the table and breathe, take a couple breaths before you start again. Because some of us are putting the masa in, some of us are rolling them, some of us are so it's all about the intention at that moment. And when you make those tamales and you put the good intention in them, and when we give them away, they're all made from goodness and from beautifulness and from the heart. So then when you're talking about that, just reminds me of the tamales that we do at Christmas time and put love into every tamale we make. So that's what
I had no idea. Do people that make tamales think this way?
Yeah.
Really?
Make them with love.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Make them with love. If you're not
beautiful.
feeling good, you should step away from the table, take a few breaths, and breathe.
Wow, I had
Now
no
I know why I
idea.
love
That's so
tamales.
beautiful. I was gonna say, now I know
I
why.
love
It's a
tamales.
long process.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it with that intention, it probably doesn't feel like
No.
that. It feels like a beautiful ceremonial kind of ritual
Yes.
thing that you're doing. That's beautiful. I
Yes.
think Anne's got a hand. Trey-
And
Yeah,
get a
you
hand.
can before I can put my hand up.
I saw the like, oh, and I got.
Well, when it comes to choice, one of the things that I have been struggling with was that I kind of had an epiphany about was I think my meds need to be adjusted. And so I've been operating under looking around me as though what I was feeling and seeing was life, instead of recognizing that my viewfinder was skewed.
Mm.
And so in that situation, my mind says, well, there is no choice. There actually is a choice. And the choice is to follow through and call my doctor and make an appointment. Found out the doctor's not in the network, which I just went through with another one. So I decided that, you know what, it's worth it to me to pay out of pocket twice a year to go to someone who knows what I need to shift. So my choice was to act on it instead of sitting in it and thinking that what was going around me was the way my life was.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Making the change. Yeah. Sometimes it is just that. Yeah, simple tweaks. Anybody else? Cindy?
I used to ride bicycles with my dad when he was younger, and we would always ride into the sunset, and I would always stop and look, and he would always ride ahead. And he's like, why did you stop? And I said, to look at the sunset, Dad, it's beautiful. He goes, oh, it's Arizona sunset, same sunset every day.
Oh my God.
Right, it's beautiful every
I
day.
know, it's beautiful, but when you look at it, the shapes and the colors and everything is different. We just don't have the same beautiful sunset every day.
We have beautiful.
We have
oh
gorgeous
my
sunsets.
goodness.
1,000 different beautiful
Yes, we do.
sunsets every day.
Yes.
I agree. Your dad missed it.
Yeah. It's something,
Missed it.
we need to remember when it's 118. We have
Oh.
beautiful sunsets.
Yes, we're trying to remember this right now. That's right. Jeannie says try to remember that when we have 118 weather.
Yeah, we have beautiful
That's when you
sunsets.
peek out the window and go, yep, it's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
Look out the window and check it out. Yep, the sunset's
There it
looking
is.
good from here.
Gorgeous.
It's still 110 at
Yeah.
sunset.
Yes.
I know, it is still 110 at sunset.
I remember the first time I was talking to my sister, she was still living in San Diego at the time. And I said, wow, it's actually cooled off. And she's like, yeah, what is it? And I was like, it's 105. Right. And, but the sun's gone down. It's nice, and she's just San Diego, it's 77 degrees when she's talking to me.
gosh.
Right. Yeah.
People must think we're crazy.
They do.
Yeah, they just
People
think
actually,
we're nuts.
have you watched
You are.
TikTok? It tells them, like, why do you live there? I'll tell you why we live
Come in
here.
November and I'll show you.
Yeah,
why.
I'll tell you why we live here, because, same thing. We
You have to earn it.
have the most gorgeous state.
Yeah.
We really do. You can be in mountains, Flagstaff smells like Christmas all year long.
Oh,
Yes.
totally. Totally.
And while it does get a little warm here in Phoenix, we have amazing hiking, beautiful sunsets.
Beautiful lakes.
Beautiful lakes.
We
Oh,
get
I love
snow.
our
We get
lakes.
all the seasons somewhere.
somewhere in this
In every
state. Yeah, and we have amazing food. So I'm telling you people here online who are not here in Arizona, you should come in person. Not this month or
Come for the
next.
September 10th
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah, maybe September.
Actually, October.
I'd say take the October lunch. Come on out in October.
Seriously, that's true.
Then you'll realize why we live here.
Yeah, yeah. I know, and I always say, I feel sorry for people who come in the fall and they fall in love with it, right? And then they make plans to move here when their kids are out of school, and then they come in June, and then I'm like, yeah, that was our bait and switch weather.
I moved here
Sorry.
July 21st
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
San Diego.
You have to earn it. You have
Yeah.
to earn the right to get to
Yeah.
live in our fall and our spring
That's
and our
right.
winter. Yeah, you have to get,
You have
gotta
to
do
go through,
this.
You go through our summers.
Yeah, that thins out the herd, that's fine.
Move back.
I'm a little bad, a little bit.
We always say in the fall time, it's not like how we know that the season's changed is because the license plates change colors. That's how we know.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. That's so true. The license plates
The
change
license
colors.
plates. Not our tree leaves, just the license
Yeah,
plates.
yeah, not our tree leaves, that's for sure. Unless you go up north,
Right.
you'll get it up north. You'll get it in Sedona. You get it up there. We've got it. We've got what you want everywhere, somewhere
Yes.
here. You
Yes,
know.
we do.
Wow, that
Feeling
was
good?
good. Is that a good start to choice for
All
the
right.
month? Do you think good, like a way to get started? Because we'll talk more about different things around that going forward. But I think that was a good start.
Okay.
Good.
Ready?
Mhm. All right, let's begin within. Take a deep breath in and release all of it. On that next inhale, just take a moment to recognize there's only one power, one presence. There's one energy, one God. And each one of us here, each one of us listening, each one of us listen to this later, everybody, everything is all created from that one thing, from that God stuff. We are all perfect, unique manifestations of God in our unique forms. And it's just, when I think about that, I think it's just so beautiful. It's magnificent. I love taking the time to notice all the different ways God creates, all the different ways God moves through, in, and as all of the life around us. And from that place of my knowing who and whose I am, I speak my word into the law for each of us. Knowing that as we choose to take what we spoke about today, as we choose to make our life a life we love, we each allow ourselves to notice, to be in the moment, to see with not just our eyes, but with our connection to each other, to feel with our connection, to know with our connection. That we take the time for this, that we slow down, maybe not in speed, but in our awareness. Feel the connection. Notice everything around us differently. See things we didn't see before there. And as we do that, we recognize the choices we have, the choices we have made, and the choices we have yet to make. And I'm so grateful for that. I am so grateful for the individuality. I am so grateful for the option to choose, for knowing different. And if I love what my results are, I can choose the same thing. And I'm so grateful for that knowing. And I'm so grateful for this time together, for the sharing, for the ideas, for the stories, for the laughter, for the love, and for the connection, for the present moment time that we've had together. And so I let it go, and I know that it is good, that it has blessed each of us, and it has blessed anyone hearing it today or later on. It has blessed those that we come into contact with and beyond. And so I let it go, and I know and I trust that it is all good. And together we say, and so it is. Oh,
Prayer.
Thank you. Beautiful prayer.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Well, it's another Sofa Sundays
It is.
in the books.
Another Sofa Sundays in the books.
Yes.
Yeah, as we've head in, we're in our 8th month.
Are we in our 8th month?
We are in our 8th month.
We're 8 months old. I know.
Yes.
I'm getting
So-
excited. You know, we're going to have a big party in December for our 1 year.
Yes, we will.
Big party.
Yep. And so just to everyone that has been supporting us and has, invited their friends, whether on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we are so very grateful. Thank you for continuing to be here, to be a partner with us, those of our Spiritual Church Club partners, to continue to be someone who is in on the ground floor. Because like I said, we're going.
We're going.
We're
for sure.
going.
Yeah, we chose
Yeah.
it.
We
We
chose
decided
it
already.
and we are so grateful that you chose to be here with us. And so if you're wondering how you can continue to support us, again, you can become a Spiritual Church Club partner and you'll get this amazing mug with our mugs
I love
on
our
it.
mugs.
I do. This
love
is our mug shot. And all our classes, when we do classes, that if Michelle or I do them, they're free. If we have an outside teacher, you will have a discount for it.
Always VIP. Our
Always.
Spiritual Church
Yeah.
Club partners
Get
are
the
always
VIP
VIP for
treatment.
everything.
And so how do you get to be a VIP?
Oh, it's so simple.
It is.
It's so simple. You can just go to our website at www.beginwithinministries.com and which always helps. But to be a Spiritual Church Club partner, it's the monthly donation, and it's $45 for an individual, $75 for a family, or a couple.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how you can support us financially. You can support us in other ways by liking. Actually, I prefer if you heart our page, heart our post, share this with your friends and family, wherever you find us on social media. And that lets Facebook know something's going on over here. So
And then Facebook will share us too, which is the algorithm we're trying to get to where Facebook shares us to other groups like ours. But if you know somebody that when you listen to our talks and somebody comes to mind, that's somebody to share it with. And you don't have to say, hey, I think you really need help with this. Just say, hey, this is something cool that I watched today. You might like it, and see, they may just get only what they need out of it. And it may also be something that they want to continue also. So there's so many ways to support us and then to support other people too, which is what we really want to do. We want to help everybody create a life they love.
Absolutely, because we do love living our lives.
We do. I love it.
Yeah. All right, that's all we have. Anything from the gallery?
I felt it. I felt it.
Yeah,
coming.
you felt that
I
word
felt it
coming
coming,
there. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Great day today. Thanks for being here. We really
Thanks.
appreciate you all.
Bye.